Good morning everyone. Welcome back to GK Today, and today we'll be discussing most important MCQs for 31st of May 2023. Let's start with our session. Which country has proposed the G20 High-Level Principles on Hydrogen? So the draft of G20 High-Level Principles on Hydrogen has been recently proposed by our country, India. And the discussion on the global standards for green, clean and low carbon hydrogen was proposed at the G20 Energy Transition Working Group meeting. And the aim is to set the global standards for the green, clean and low carbon hydrogen. So it moves for an emission limit of up to 2 kgs of carbon dioxide, that is equivalent per kg of hydrogen produced. Fine. So which country has proposed this G20 high-level principles on hydrogen? So answer would be India. Which institution released the Atlas of Mortality and Economic Losses from Weather, Climate and Water-related Hazards? So World Meteorological Organization has recently released the updated data in the Atlas of Mortality and Economic Losses from Weather, Climate and Water-related Hazards. Basically, it revealed that Bangladesh and India witnessed the highest number of deaths that are caused by the climate-related disasters between 1970 and 2021. Okay. So which institution has released this atlas? Answer would be World Meteorological Organization. Which institution released the report titled as Thriving, Making Cities Green, Resilient and Inclusive in Achievement? So this report has been recently released by the World Bank, and the report highlights the critical role of cities in tackling the global climate change. Okay. And also it warned that cities account for about 70% of the global greenhouse gas emission. And the report also provided a compass for the policymakers to make cities greener, inclusive and more resilient. Fine. So this is the report from the World Bank. Which country announced the 12-point development plan for the Pacific Island nations? So as part of the Act East policy, the Indian government has announced a 12-point development plan for the Pacific Island nations at the FIPIC, means the Forum for Indo-Pacific Islands Cooperation Summit, that was held in Papua New Guinea. Right? So this 12-point development agenda is part of the Act East policy of India. And the plan basically focuses on the areas like renewable energy, healthcare and cyber security. Fine. So recently India has announced the 12-point development plan for the Pacific Island nations. Which country has recently commissioned the Dangote refinery? This refinery was commissioned recently by the country Nigeria, and it is expected to transform the country into a net exporter of the petroleum products. Nigeria basically spent $23.3 billion last year on the petroleum product import, and also this country has consumed around 33 million liters of petrol per day. Okay. So recently this refinery has been commissioned in the country Nigeria. India's first National Center of Excellence in Green Port and Shipping was inaugurated in which state or the Union Territory? So the Green Tug Transition Program was launched by the Indian government to make the country a global hub for green ship building by 2030. And India's very first National Center of Excellence in Green Port and Shipping has been recently inaugurated in Gurugram, Haryana. Okay. So as part of this initiative, Jawaharlal Nehru Port, Pradeep Port, Deen Dayal Port, etc. will procure 2 tugs each. Fine. So you have to remember that India's first National Center of Excellence in Green Port and Shipping has been inaugurated in Haryana. Forum shopping is a term used in which field? So this is the practice of litigants or the lawyers deliberately moving their cases to a particular judge or a court where they deem the judgment would be more favorable. And this practice of forum shopping was condemned recently by our Chief Justice of India, D.Y. Chandrachud. Fine. So this is a term that is used in judiciary field. Also, D.Y. Chandrachud is the 50th number of Chief Justice of India. Which institution is developing the guidelines on admissions and the quota for disabled people? So the National Medical Commission is currently developing the guidelines to examine whether a candidate with disability may enroll in the medical course and whether such candidates should receive the quota benefits or not. Okay. So this recommendation include the restriction on wheelchair bound people and those using 2 crutches. Fine. So NMC is developing the guidelines on the admissions and the quota for disabled people. Which country enacted a new law that mandates the warning labels on alcoholic product? So Ireland country has enacted a new law that mandates all alcoholic products, that all alcoholic products must prominently mention that their consumption is directly linked to the liver disease and cancer. Okay, and also it provides the warning against these products consumption during pregnancy. Fine. So Ireland is the country that has enacted a new law that mandates the warning labels on alcoholic products. The central government recently released the biggest ever bifurcation dues of 10,460 crore rupees to which Indian state? So central government recently released the biggest ever bifurcation dues for the Andhra Pradesh government amounting to 10,460 crore rupees. And this is the largest compensation since the bifurcation in June 2014. And the amount released to Andhra Pradesh till last year was only 4,117 crore rupees. Fine. So here answer would be Andhra Pradesh state. Which city hosted the International Conference on Chemicals and Petrochemicals? So Department of Chemical and Petrochemical is organizing the International Conference on Chemicals and Petrochemicals for the global business community in collaboration with Confederation of Indian Industry. So the B20 conference was held in New Delhi to improve the safety and sustainable ecosystem for the chemical and petrochemical industry across the 4 pillars of decarbonization, then circular economy, biodiversity and water conservation. Okay. So which city has hosted this international conference on chemicals and petrochemical? Answer would be New Delhi. Next is, which country hosted the Langkawi International Maritime and Aerospace Exhibition 2023? So this exhibition was organized in the country Malaysia, and the 16th edition of the event was held from 22nd of May to 25th of May. Talking about Lima, it is one of the largest maritime and aerospace exhibitions in the Asia Pacific, and this year's edition involves over 600 exhibitors from more than 30 countries including India. Fine. So which country has hosted this Lima event? Answer would be country Malaysia. The National Campaign for Updation and Verification of People's Biodiversity Register was launched in which state or the union territory? So recently the National Campaign for Updation and Verification of People's Biodiversity Register was launched in the state Goa, and aim is to document and preserve India's biological diversity. So this event was organized by the Union Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change in association with the Goa State Biodiversity Board, the National Biodiversity Authority and the Government of Goa. Fine. So this national campaign was launched in Goa state. As per a recent report, which power plants top the European Union emissions trading system? So recently a report was released named as repeat offenders. So as per the report, coal power plants top the EU emitters list. Fine. So as per the report, the top 10 largest emitters in the European Union emission trading system in 2022 are all the coal plants only. And the top 10 emitters are responsible for almost 1/4 of all the power sector emissions in the region. Also, Poland country and Germany pumped out 13% of the European Union's total emissions together. Fine. So which power plants top the European Union emission trading system? These are all coal plants. Pobitora Wildlife Sanctuary is located in which Indian state or the Union territory? So this sanctuary is situated in the southern bank of the Brahmaputra river in the Morigaon district in the state of Assam. Fine. So the Supreme Court has recently asked the central government and the Assam government to respond to a plea seeking directions to declare this area around the Pobitora Wildlife Sanctuary as the eco-sensitive zone. That's why this sanctuary was in news, and it lies in the state of Assam. Now next is, what is Myogyne arunachalensis, which was discovered recently? So this is a new species of tree that has been discovered recently in the state of Arunachal Pradesh, and it belongs to the custard apple family, which was discovered in Namdapha National Park and Eastern Siang. Okay, so this is the first record of this genus from northwest India and the eastern Himalayan biodiversity hotspot. So that's why this tree was in news, and it is a variety of tree. Also, you can be asked about the Namdapha National Park, that in which state the Namdapha National Park lies. So that is Arunachal Pradesh. Last question is, IndusX is a joint initiative of India and which other country? So this is a joint initiative of US and India, and under the initiative, the two countries will collaborate to co-produce the jet engines. Fine. And not only jet engines, also they would produce infantry vehicles and the long range artillery. So basic aim is to promote the partnership between the two countries' defense innovation ecosystem, and some high technology initiatives are expected to be announced during Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit to the country US in June 2024. Okay, so IndusX is a joint initiative of India and the country US. So these are the most important current affairs and the news from today. And today there is no revision session because yesterday we have completed our April month current affairs revision, and already I have told you that today it is a break for you, right? So from 1st of June we will start some other revision series. Now let's start with today's quiz. Here on the slide you can see 5 questions which have been taken from the past 2-3 days current affairs. Pause the video and try to solve each of these questions, and at the end of the lecture, do not forget to share your scores in the comment section. So please be honest and do not cheat with yourself. So that's it for today. I hope you have liked the session. These are the important news and events from today, and we will meet again tomorrow with some more important current affairs. Till then, stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching, and please do not forget to subscribe to GK Today. With this, Meenuz Hassana signing off.